and marathon tips. It's that time of year again. We'll tell you how to get ready for your big race. Fall marathon season is upon us, and if you're gearing up for a big race, my next guest is here with some last-minute tips to help you make it through those grueling 26.2 miles. Tom Holland has completed more than 70 marathons, and he's the author of The Marathon Method, and we're happy to have him with us. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks for having me.
So your book is a 16-week training program.
Yes.
We're going to focus on the final phase because that's kind of where we're
right in marathon season right now.
Yes. And you call this the taper period. You say the #1 rule is don't cram anything in at the end.
Right. A lot of people get nervous now. They've been training for a long time. The Marine Corps Marathon is this weekend. New York City Marathon is in 2 weeks. And they get really nervous. They say, oh, my gosh, I need one more long run. I haven't done enough. And this is the time to rest. It's a long day. You know, you want to go in as rested as possible.
And you say counterintuitively that sometimes when you don't feel that well going into a race, you actually will perform better than you might think?
Absolutely. I coach a lot of people, and if they call me up on the phone and say, Tom, I feel fat, I'm angry, I'm jumping out of my skin, I say, then you're doing it perfectly. If you feel like you're ready to run the race today, you're doing too much. You want to rest.
And you also say that there's a new way of thinking, right, about the marathon. It's not about how fast you're going right out of the gate and how long you're going. Right? What is the new philosophy?
Well, I think the line I use is it's not who goes the fastest, it's who slows down the least. So a line I have in the book that a lot of people use, they'll say, Tom, at the halfway point I was on track for a 3-hour marathon. I say, and then there was 13 more miles. Right. You know, so you have to start slowly, and you know you're not going to hit the wall. You're not going to slow down at mile 20 if you pace yourself correctly.
Absolutely. And the other big thing that you talk about, of course, is food. Now, we've all heard about carbo loading the night before. What is the wisdom that you have?
And there's a science behind this, and people do all the running, they do all the training, and then they really they screw up their race in the food aspect. It's a long day. You need to fuel up correctly. So they always have the pasta party the night before.
And that's a good idea?
Well, it's not enough, though.
Okay.
And you don't want to try anything new. So they'll have a pasta party, and someone, you know, you'll go have pasta you've never had before. Probably not a good idea before you run 26 miles the next day. So you want to use foods that are really good to fuel yourself up for 26 miles. Carbohydrates are great, and you want to start carving up about 3 days prior.
Oh, so that early?
Yes.
Okay.
So if your race is on a Sunday, about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you really want to start getting in whole grain pastas. You know, any type of carbohydrate's good. Whole grain is a little bit better. And
what's the typical 3 days in? What's the typical diet you're looking at? A big carb meal for lunch and dinner?
Pretty much, yeah. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Really top it off. You want to go in, they call it super compensated.
Okay.
You want your fuel stores to be right to the top. What a lot of people worry about, especially women, they say, I don't want to eat all that.
Right.
You know,
the point is, I want to look good at the end of this marathon.
I'm going to burn calories, and why would I take it in? So there's products. I love this. Polliner came out with this amazing new sugar-free spread. So if you have your bagel and you say, well, I don't want to put peanut butter on it, I don't want to put anything too much, I have the carbohydrate, but I want to put something on it.
Yeah.
You know, this has no sugar, it's low in calories, and perfect thing to complement your, you know, your whole wheat bagel.
Absolutely. Now, you're in the race, though. Once you're out there and you're racing, you also need to think about what you're putting into your body at that point, right?
It's still not enough. You need to have a nutrition and hydration plan as well. Power gels, Power Bar has something called Power Gels. This is liquid carbohydrate. So generally, every 30 to 45 minutes, you're going to take in a couple hundred calories of something like that during the race, because it's still not enough to just carb up before.
So you're just carrying it on your person, which brings our next point up, which is you've got to have the right gear.
Got to have the right gear, and you want to train with that gear, and you don't want to buy the gear the day before and say, here's what I'm going to use, because that can lead to a whole host of other problems. So this product right here, it's a fuel belt, and if you're going to carry your gels, which a lot of people do, I have them pre-mix it. So I have them put a gel or two in a bottle here, fill it with Gatorade or water, put it, and you don't even know you have it on.
And which do you recommend? Gatorade, water, no difference?
It's a great, great question. There is a huge difference. Gatorade gives you not only fluid, but it gives you sodium, which prevents cramping, and it gives you calories. So I myself, and when I coach people, say drink Gatorade, and they have it at every aid station until you can't drink it anymore. and then switch to water.
Okay.
Water's not enough.
It's not enough.
And there's a whole thing of hyponatremia now, which is water intoxication. Drinking Gatorade can help you prevent that.
Does that come from drinking too much water?
Way too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Over the last couple of years, people have taken the drink water thing a little too far, and it's a whole host of things coming together. It's usually female. They also take an NSAID type drug before.
Oh.
So it's all these things. But when you take something like Gatorade that has sodium in it, basically hyponatremia is lowering your sodium values.
Right.
This helps you increase it.
And so if this plan, being prepared in this way, this will help keep you from hitting the wall, because we all hear about that. It happens, what, around mile 20?
It generally happens, and it's an amazing thing, and it's basic math. Your body can store about 2,000 calories, okay? So you did your carbing up. If you didn't do your carbing up, at about 3 hours, a little past 3 hours in, your body's done. Right. There's no fuel left.
Yeah.
So you will hit the proverbial wall. It's either you didn't train enough, you didn't do enough long runs, so your body's not acclimated to going that far, or you didn't take in enough fuel. If you do both of those things, it should never happen.
All right, so now you've gotten fueled up, you've rested up, you've trained.
Yes.
But you also need to visualize. Is that right? Tell us about that.
My master's degree was in exercise science and sports psychology, because I realized that the top 10 men, males, and females in any of these races are pretty much the same physiologically. It's who's tougher mentally, who's going to win, you know? So, but for the average runner, you say, okay, we were talking about the taper. People are nervous and they're antsy. So you start to use techniques like self-talk, where you just have this, tape going in your head. I'm ready. I've trained hard enough. And you just keep repeating these mantras, and it makes a huge difference.
Tom Holland, thank you so much.
Yes.
People who haven't started might be a little too late for this marathon season, but they can get your book and be ready for the spring.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And for more health news and information that's good to know, please visit the health page at abcnews.com.